remember, like, don't forget, chat, on log scale, hit a 50%, the value of Bitcoin dumped 50%, and that happened to be the measure move percentage-wise of that descending triangle from, all of 2018 when it developed. And, I mean, you just got to think about, when you lose, it doesn't even matter about shorting or not, right? It's like, when you lose 50 to 55% of your value in a 5-week period, that's not normal, and that there is no value in taking a short, right? So if there's higher risk to take shorts, then that means there's probably lower risk in taking a long. You would have to say, right? I mean, I get there's accumulation in bear trends all the time. But...
Well, it just comes back to why fib retracements work and the psychology of it all. Well, investments and crypto assets or pod stocks or whatever you're investing in seems to be the only thing in the world that human beings don't want to buy at a discount, right? You go to Walmart and you see a TV at 50% off and you're going to want to buy it. You may not buy it that, you may not buy it there, but if you go next week and it's 80% off, of course you're going to buy that TV, right? Even if you don't need one. And it should be the same thing with investments, as long as the fundamentals of it or the story is not completely broken, right? But if you're going to invest in Bitcoin or any crypto anyways, or if you're willing to invest at 14K, why would you not be willing to invest at 3K?
Exactly. Well, I mean,
right.
If you're asking the right person, they would say there's no value at 14K on that. And it's all contextual too, right? You were running up, you were hitting a 61% retrace from all-time highs. And it's just like, there's no value there. Literally none. People are like, what do you mean there's no value? People are still buying. It's like, that's the dumbest logic I've ever heard. You're buying at a premium at those levels, not value, right? So you're looking for sell-offs, right? Anyway.
That just goes to the side of trading that's, in my opinion, the hardest for everyone. It still is for me after 15 years, even though I've gotten a lot better at managing that, but it's the emotional and the psychological side, right? Rationally that it makes more sense to buy Bitcoin at 3K than at 14K, but
so much fear.
You only become comfortable with it once you've seen it doing well. And it's the same thing as selling your stocks or selling your crypto. You never want to sell it at the top, even though that's where you should do it for the biggest value and the biggest gains.
It's greed, man.
You only start to want to sell it once it's dropped by 50%, where it's about time that you should be looking to buy it again, right? So
yeah, I say this all the time, and it's like, there's that feeling when you're a noob that you get when it's running up and you fear missing out, that FOMO feeling. When you've made it, when you're really actually, doing the right thing, that there should be a mental polarity shift, I call it. When that FOMO feeling you get, you should be getting it when there's bullish divergence, there's coinciding variables, when you retrace 61.8% of the way, 78% of the way, right? You should be getting that same feeling there with the bullish patterns, the wedges, right? And it just seems like everyone else, I was getting that FOMO feeling literally down at 33.43. I was like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. And I was screaming it. And it's like, people are like, no way, dude, we're going to 1,000. Everyone's saying we're going to 1K. It's like, how can you say that? There's bullish divergence. We lost half our value in 5 weeks. That's abnormal. That's crazy. That was a capitulation move. Capitulation moves happen at the tail end of bear trends or uptrends. Yeah. Sorry.
When I start to see like crazy forecasts or like super dire or super hopeful, is normally when I start to either sell or buy in the opposite direction. Now, what happened in December? Like, I started talking to you about buying these assets, Bitcoin and whatnot, and yeah, you were still dealing with all the fear that was coming from your community, and I was just sitting here trading Forex and whatever, and waiting for Bitcoin to show me signs that I should get in again. And we started talking about it, and that's where we started looking at the signs that were given to us in the chart.
There were too many.
Right.
It was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. That, like, and it happened before. Yeah, dude. Like, it was in June. It was like literally 1 year anniversary. Like we topped out June 26, 2018. It was like June 26th, June 26, 2019 when we peaked. But June 26, 2018, I thought I was losing my mind. We were showing like quintuple MACD bullish divergence. We were showing tail end RSI bullish divergence. And like every single person I was talking to was calling me crazy saying, dude, this is just not going to work. Other people, content creators, are saying bullish divergence doesn't work in a bear trend. And it's like, dude, you got to be kidding me. We went from 99.50 all the way down to 5,700 in a very short period of time. And it was just, and there was, I think, a channel or a wedge there too. It was so many things, and we were able to find the actual bottom, not even the inverse head and shoulders right shoulder. It was the freaking bottom. And I know a lot of viewers in here are still around and they remember this, but it was just like you having to like shut yourself off from the world and be like, I believe in the TA. I believe the TA. Everyone's saying bad stuff, but they're not basing it on actual technical analysis. They're basing it off feelings and just random, weird, alien variables that I have no idea about, that I don't care about, right?
Right. But people, if they learn that this is happening, either to the crowd or to themselves, should be able to use this in your favor. An example from my own story, because I had started mining Bitcoin in early 2017, so like almost perfect timing. Yeah, I missed 2016, but the biggest part of it was 2017. And because I'm in investments and I do this professionally, I get calls and messages on Facebook and whatever from random people that approach me and ask me when things are going well. When things have already gone up, I get calls. James, should I buy this? Right? Should I go into that? Should I invest in that? And coming from people that had never even looked at an investment in their life. Now, when I start getting like 5 inquiries every day from people that have never invested in their life, that's usually about the time that I think, okay, this is time for me to sell. And that's what I did in the end of 2017. I didn't get out at the perfect top, and I didn't get out all in one shot. I got out, I think, at 18 or so on the way up, and then it went down a little bit, went a little bit higher. I got some more out there. Then it went a little bit, it had another little dip, and it kind of created a head and shoulder. And I dumped everything on the right shoulder, and I was out. And then I didn't touch Bitcoin. Well, I couldn't short back then. I didn't have the capability or the accounts to do so. So I couldn't short. I just had to stay out. And then I waited and argued with people that we were not at the bottom yet, and that we would have to make new lows, that we weren't seeing the required signs to bottom out until February 6th or 4th or something like that. One morning I get up, I come into the office, I look at all the charts, and I start writing paragraphs and paragraphs in Discord. I think I wrote like 5-6 full paragraphs with 3 or 4 charts. And by then everybody again thought I was crazy. And you too, you were in the same boat, right? I mean, it's always the same story, but you can learn to use that in your favor. So the crowd mentality, but also know that sometimes when you feel uncomfortable, now as long as you know what you're doing and what you're looking at, use those feelings not to prevent you from taking action, sometimes to actually help you to convince yourself that that's the right time, right?
Mm-hmm.